The other day I was driving. I don't know about you, but I often have really profound thoughts while driving, especially when I'm going on routes that I've done so many times that I don't really have to think. And on that drive, I had this sharp feeling, the very clear, sharp feeling that I chose to incarnate into this life. And at the same time, I was able to hold the knowing that I am not from here, that I didn't come from here, that I was somewhere else. And that many of us, and most of us, our consciousness came from elsewhere. And a sharp knowing that we decided to come here for now, that we decided to incarnate, to learn, to grow, to have the human experience. And sometimes it's hard to hold on to the knowing that we aren't necessarily from here, yet we are at the same time experiencing being here. And sometimes it's a question for me of how much do I let myself indulge in being in this experience, in being in the samsara of life, the ups and the downs, the suffering, fully living as a human does, with all of the programs, with all of the feelings, with all of the emotions? Or can I hold on to the higher consciousness of knowing who I am and who we are beyond this form? So 1 foot there and 1 foot in this experience. Or maybe a better way of saying it is keeping the consciousness of the higher perspective while going through the experiences in the human form. And I choose the latter, which is to hold the higher consciousness while experiencing these things. In that way, the day-to-day life becomes like a meditation where I'm a witness to what's happening without being attached to the experience of what's happening. At least that's the intention. Because we can easily get sucked up into the experience of being human and believing that that's what we are, and believing that the experiences that we're having are very real. And there's nothing wrong with that too. But at least for me in my journey and my path, it's a conscious choice that I've made and that I've cultivated after going through many very, very human experiences, but realizing that we are so much more beyond just this form, and life takes on a different quality when being able to hold on to the higher consciousness while living in this experience. In a way, I think I appreciate it even more. I appreciate the impermanence of it. I appreciate the fact that it's not that predictable, even if it is to a degree. I appreciate the fact that I can change, that I can be a different version of myself, or that this form can take on different versions over time and different places around different people. It's like music. It's like if you have an instrument, you can play it in so many different ways, and you can play it in harmony with others, and you can find the beauty if you let yourself be played. So I guess this comes back to the bigger picture intention of how I decide to approach life, which is doing my best to let myself be guided by the Spirit, to let myself be like an instrument, to let myself be played, and to see the music that comes through.